What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Before we get started, I want to give you guys a massive thanks just for clicking on the video and joining us here. You know, this trip represents a lot of firsts for us. Not only is it the first moto vlog that's going up on the channel, but it's actually our first road trip together, our first trip out of state, our first ride that's even longer than an hour. You know, we're both pretty much beginner riders. This is her 2022 Ninja 400. She just picked this up last month right before we got our motorcycle licenses. Pretty much completely stock. Haven't even done a tail tidy yet because we weren't able to get it before the trip. It does have an Amazon exhaust pipe that we threw on there just to get a little bit of sound out of it. This is my 2021 Ninja 650. I've had it since last year, just hit 4,500 miles on the way up here today. It does have a full Two Brothers system, which you're going to hear later in the video. It has a tune for more Mafia for that, give it more throttle response, things like that. And then it does have the Buick front windshield just for a little bit more wind protection. But with that being said, guys, we're out here in Sunbury, Ohio. We were actually going to stop at the Harley dealer, but we ended up at Tanger Outlets because there's about 100 motorcycles over there, and I didn't think I was really going to get good sound quality. Wasn't really expecting that, but then again, I should have, because it is Memorial Day weekend, so a lot of bikes are going to be out. As you can tell, the ground is wet, so we waited to get up here to record because, you know, Ohio weather didn't really want to cooperate with me starting the film this morning. So we were already about an hour into the trip. We're a little north of Columbus now. We're heading up to the Finger Lakes area, New York, specifically Watkins, Glen area. It's going to be about a total of 7 hours. So we're definitely looking forward to getting the time in on the bikes. Definitely seeing if they're, you know, worthy for long trips. You know, this isn't only going to serve as a moto vlog, but it's also going to be kind of like a mini review for the Ninja 400 and the Ninja 650, which we're going to talk about later, just to get that info out there to you guys, because I am interested to see. I think the Ninja 650 is going to be pretty good. The Ninja 400 I'm not entirely sure about, but I think it is going to be a strong performer on a road trip. You know, we're not going to be getting too crazy because we are relatively new. We don't want to be beating on the bikes for an entire weekend. We're going to be doing, you know, 1,000 miles round trip, just getting to and from upstate New York. So that, along with the fact, you know, we're going to be putting in a lot of miles while we're there, you know, we're not going to be wanting to beat on the bikes too hard just in case something happens. We want to make sure we're prepared. All right, guys, so we're finally out here on the bikes, going to get back on the road. That first stint was a little over an hour, which wasn't too bad. I think that's about the longest that she's ever went, and it's about the average ride that I have. So, you know, nothing we're not used to yet. Took a little bit of a break to film the intro. You know, also give ourselves a little bit of a rest. Obviously, we're not sore yet, but, you know, we know we're going to be a little sore later, so might as well take every break we can. Like I said, we were going to go to the Harley dealer over there, and as you can see, these guys are rolling in. There was probably at least already 100 Harleys and, you know, a couple other bikes over there. Probably doing something for Memorial Day. About to hop on the highway. Hopefully the sound quality doesn't get too bad. I do have the mic pretty well dead catted, so it should be good. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good trip. You know, like I said, we've just seen a bunch of Harleys out and about, so hopefully they see some more bikers out. Hopefully some sport bikes. I don't know what it is about Ohio, man. You go to all the dealers here in Ohio and you see, you know, all the XSRs, Ninjas, Gixxers, everything's selling like crazy, but, you know, you never see them on the road after they sell, so not really sure what that's all about. Alright, guys, we're out here on the highway, keeping a pretty good pace. Bikes are doing awesome, to no surprise. Traffic seems to be doing pretty good. Everyone's cruising at a decent speed, so hopefully we'll be in New York a little bit sooner than expected. I'll probably touch back in with you guys as soon as we hit New York and start to see some stuff that we're not too familiar with. Alright, guys, so we are finally in New York. It is actually the next day. After I quit the recording yesterday, the weather didn't really cooperate whatsoever. We did obviously make it, but it got pretty cold. Started to get some sprinkling here and there, so it just wasn't really in the mood to film. I'm sure you guys know how it is. Once you get in that nice crisp cold weather, especially once it was already warm, all you want to do is just stay out of the wind as much as possible and just get wherever you're going. But we are finally here. As you guys can see, it is absolutely beautiful. We're currently staying out in Hammondsport, New York, a nice little hotel here. And then right now we're heading over to Watkins Glen State Park and Watkins Glen in general. Gonna go check out the lake over there. If you guys want a nice place to come ride bikes, and if you're a beginner especially, the roads here seem very, very friendly. The roads are in great shape. There aren't a lot of potholes or anything crazy. Like I said, she hasn't been riding very long and she's doing great on that Ninja 400. So I would definitely recommend coming up to the Finger Lakes area, Watkins Glen, Hammondsport. You can see the Hammondsport sign right there. Like I said, very, very nice area. A lot of wineries if you partake in that. I'm not really the biggest fan, but I'm sure we're gonna go check some out later. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go ahead and shut up now and let you guys just enjoy some of the scenery. I'll probably do a little more talking once we get closer to Watkins Glen, but I want you guys just to see how beautiful it is out here. Alright guys, so we're about halfway to Watkins Glen now. The ride has been absolutely amazing. I'm going to obviously speed up that footage so you guys can see some of it, but these roads are exactly what I expected. Nice, not too crazy with the twisting. It's exactly what I didn't want. You know, obviously we wanted to do something like that, we would have went down to Deals Gap, which prayers out for some of the riders I heard that went down yesterday. But this right here is absolutely amazing. You know, obviously she's sitting at the end of the road enjoying it, but look at this view, guys. Look at this. This is amazing. This is absolutely awesome. I have no words, honestly. Also, I like how I was just saying nothing but positive things about the area and the roads, and then we run into this. What is that? That's so cute. Guys, that's one thing about every trip we take. We somehow always see adorable cats. The first trip we ever took together, we went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and right outside of our Airbnb was this cat that just hung out on the porch the entire time. And it was the most friendly cat that I've probably ever come across, just out and about. And then yesterday we went downtown Hammondsport, and there's just a cat hanging out right outside the restaurant. And it's absolutely awesome, man, when you get to see some of the local animals just chilling. And they're always so nice. I don't understand. Oh, it makes every trip so much better. Guys, these views are just absolutely amazing, I tell you what. And I honestly couldn't think of a better bike I've owned to be on. This Ninja 650 is an absolute blast. Even for a parallel twin, it makes such a good sound. And man, I am just soaking this up. This is easily the best motorcycle trip I think we could have planned for our first one. Alright guys, so we're actually in Watkins Glen now. Definitely must be the bigger touristy spot than Hammondsport, obviously. It's much more busy here, but still not bad. I mean, a lot of the tourist spots you're going to go to, especially on Memorial Day weekend, are going to be much worse than this. Alright guys, it looks like this was probably one of the worst times to come. Super busy. So I'll probably just go ahead and use this opportunity to try to find a parking spot, and we'll just cut to some B-roll of the park. Alright guys, so we are actually on our way out of New York right now, heading back to the great state of Ohio. I'm actually excited to be heading back home. The trip was amazing, but these short vacations, especially when you have to go right back to work as soon as you get home, it's always great just to get them over with when it comes time to leave. But yesterday was a lot of fun. Like I was saying yesterday, I highly recommend, if you guys are near the Finger Lakes area, to head up there. You guys are probably wondering why the video cut off after Watkins Glen State Park and then you guys didn't see anything until now all of a sudden we're leaving. Turns out that when you do a moto vlog, you actually need to keep your GoPro charged, and I failed to do that. So cut me some slack, guys. This is my first one. I'm gonna definitely need some practice. But yeah, so the GoPro died. Didn't really get any more footage yesterday, which wasn't a huge deal. All we did after the state park was grab some food. Watkins Glen was actually really busy. Bikes are still doing awesome. My gas mileage hasn't been the best here on the way back, but we've also been going a little bit quicker, just trying to get ourselves back home and make a decent time. The weather is so much nicer today than it was the day we came to New York. That day was so cold and so gloomy compared to today and yesterday that I almost wish that we could have moved the whole trip back a day. But I definitely can't complain. We have had some nice weather, some awesome riding. Those roads that go around the lakes are absolutely beautiful. There are a lot of points where I feel like there could be better places to see the lakes from, but just because of the houses and buildings that are built on the water, you can't really see as much as you would like. But it was definitely an awesome trip for sure. We got about 300 miles left till we get home. And guys, I can't even tell you how excited I am to get back home and see the pets, lay in my own bed again. There we go, we got another bike out and about. But that pretty much wraps up the trip, guys. We're gonna pretty much just hunker down, knock out these last 300 miles, get home, get settled in, and then I'll go ahead and film the outro. So I'll catch up with you guys then. We are finally back home, and I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It's been a few days. We have definitely been feeling the effects of that. Right off the bat, I'm gonna say, if you don't have to do 1,000 miles in 3 days, don't. Just don't. It's really not worth it. It was definitely an experience for sure, but the first thing I would say is if you're taking a long trip like that, plan more stops. Your body's gonna thank you. The bike's probably going to enjoy it, and all around you're just going to have a little bit better of a time. Now, I wouldn't change much about the trip at all, except the obvious one, my vlogging skills. I'm very bad at vlogging. It was my first time really trying. I'm obviously not too good at vlogging yet. Guys, it's really hard to try to enjoy a vacation, especially when it was my birthday weekend. So I was definitely trying to enjoy it while getting some filming done, and it's so hard to just stop what you're doing, break out the camera, and try to get some good shots. But I hope you guys did enjoy the footage I did get, and I hope I was able to convey how nice of an area upstate New York really is. It's not something that would make it near the top of the list for a lot of people as far as travel destinations, but it is definitely worth it. If you guys have some time or a few days and you're not too far away, I definitely recommend going up there and checking it out. It is a great place to ride motorcycles. Like I said earlier in the video, those roads that circle around the lakes are absolutely amazing. And there are some awesome roads when you get up into the hills and up in the mountains, especially if you go a lot further north in New York. The mountains up there are awesome. So definitely keep New York in mind if you guys want to have a good motorcycle trip. Now, as far as things that we learned from the first thing I would say is make sure you're prepared for all different weather scenarios. Just because you're constantly checking the weather radar before you leave doesn't mean it's not going to change last second. Our ride to New York was supposed to be a nice sunny day with a slight chance of rain, but what it actually ended up being was a really, really chilly ride for about the last 4 to 5 hours of the trip. And it definitely made it really rough. It was so bad that I didn't even want to get out the GoPro or anything. We just wanted to push through and get to the hotel so we could relax. Thankfully, we did have some nice weather and we were able to enjoy the next day there in New York, and obviously the trip back was very nice. The second thing, which we didn't really have to deal with, is make sure you're prepared for anything. The only issue we had as far as bikes go was my windshield started to rattle even worse than it already does, and I didn't have any tools to be able to tighten it up, so I had to wait till I got home to be able to do that. that. So definitely make sure you guys have tools, maybe even a tire puncture kit, anything like that. We weren't really too stressed because our bikes are so new, and I know that's not really an excuse because anything can happen anytime, but I would definitely change that and take some tools with us next time just in case. It never hurts. And the final thing, and probably the most important in my opinion, is make sure you take your time and enjoy the trip. Because it was only a 3-day weekend for us and we were going so far, that forced us to do the 1,000 miles in 3 days. And like I said, it was an awesome learning experience and we had a lot of fun, especially since both of us haven't even ridden more than like an hour at a time. It was definitely getting us out of our comfort zone and we learned so much on the trip. We were actually just talking about it today, about how comfortable we feel getting on the motorcycles now and just going on short trips. Everything feels so much more natural and we feel so much more in tune with the motorcycles. So I wouldn't change that for the world, but I would definitely plan shorter trips when you're on that type of time frame. With that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video and you guys were able to take something out of this. If you have a Ninja 650 or a Ninja 400, you guys made an awesome choice. If you're thinking about getting one, they're perfect bikes whether you just want to ride around town, do spirited rides on the weekend, or if you want to do 1,000 miles in 3 days. If you guys have any other locations, especially in the Midwest, you think that we should ride to, please leave a comment down below. I look forward to hearing from you guys. And if you guys are feeling up to it, please leave another comment down below telling me about your guys' longest or first motorcycle trip. I really enjoy hearing the stories from everybody about their first trip because a lot of interesting things tend to happen on them. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go take this time to recover and probably not ride this for a few days. But be on the lookout for more videos in the future, guys. I really appreciate you for stopping by and I look forward to seeing you.